Okay. I will access the server using SSH, the device. I will use the IP address 209 and port 22 open, username, password. Verify the IP address 192.168.1.209. This is the IPv6 address, IPv4. Okay, Sysslog is already installed. Okay, our Rsyslog is already installed on Ubuntu server. And if you don't have Rsyslog, you can install first sudo apt update password, and you can install Rsyslog. Sudo apt install Rsyslog. Okay, it's installed. Sorry, install. Okay, and create a backup of the configuration file, the rsyslog configuration file. Sudo cp etc rsyslog.conf etc rsyslog.conf the original. Okay, and now you can modify the using a text editor like Vim, let's see rsyslog.com, and you can enable I key to insert. Now you are on insert mode, and uncomment this. This provides UDP or syslog reception. This is for UDP. Uncomment this. This is the module for UDP, and the input is UDP using port 514 by default. Okay, UDP. If you want enable TCP, you can provide TCP, but with UDP is enough. Okay, with UDP is enough, but also you can activate TCP and specify the port by default 514. And you can limit the access for a specific subnet, IP host, or domain. You can add here the limit access. Limit access to a specific subnet, IP host, or domain. And you can add this variable case sensitive allowed sender. Okay, allowed sender. In my case, I'm using UDP, so I will specify UDP. And allow myself the loopback interface, and allow a specific subnet. In my case is this. And also you can specify a domain name, for example, Okay, or okay, any domain name, but in my case, it's enough with loopback address 127.0.0.1 that is myself and the subnet, my local network 192.168.1.0. You can add more networks here, and for me, this is enough. And also, you can create a template. Okay, here before to global directives, create a template. Template for received remote messages. Okay, the template for remote incoming logs, comma, and use the following directory: var log. Okay, and create a directory with the host name of the remote host. Okay, the host name is, this is a variable. Create a directory with the host name of the remote host, remote or local host, host name, and then the program name, also a variable, program name, .log. Okay, the extension is .log. And the varlog directory, create another directory, another subdirectory hostname with the hostname of the local or remote host, and the program name .log. This is the file, the name of the file. And add this space, the remote dash incoming logs. And this is enough for the template. Okay, this is a way to save the log files. Okay, save the file. Escape key, column, write, W to write and Q to quit, enter, and restart sudo systemcdn. Restart Rsyslog, and you can view the status. Status is active and running. Okay, very good. Q. And also you can see the listening port using the SS tool, the listening port. Enter. And this is 514 is a UDP port, and for IPv6 514 UDP port. Okay, it's unconnected, but it's working very well because it's UDP. Okay, this is okay. And if you are using a firewall, please allow the port 524 with UDP. If you are using a firewall, in my case, I'm not using a firewall. And now configure the client. In my case, I will configure another Ubuntu server, I will use the IP address to connect the server. In this case is 210. 209 was the server, 210 will be the client. Username, password. Okay, install Rsyslog sudo apt update. Enter. Okay, Rsyslog is already installed, but okay, I will install anyway. Sudo apt install Rsyslog. Enter. Okay, verify the IP address. The client is 192.168.1.210. Also on the IPv6 address, very good. Remember, on server is 209 or 209. And create a backup of the following file: sudo cp etc rsyslog.conf and etc rsyslog.conf.original, and modify the rsyslog.conf file using a text editor like Bing or Nano, any that you want. Enter. And at the end, add the connection to the server at the end. Okay, you can place here I key to insert, enter. Syslog server. Okay, you can use this space. Okay, for TCP connection, use two characters and the IP address 192.168.1.209, and the port is 514. Use the IP address or name. And also, you can use IPv6 address between square brackets. Okay, IPv6 address between square brackets. I'm using IPv4 address, column the port 514, and 2 characters for TCP. But in my case, it's UDP. Okay, and for UDP, use only 1 character. Okay, only 1 character, the IP address, column, and the port. For TCP, use another character. Okay, for IPv6, use between square brackets, column, and the port. And that's it. You can, and instead of using IPv4 or IPv6 address, you can use the fully qualified domain name, the name of the server. And here, you can add the following. What happens if the Syslog server will be down? Okay, you can store on the local disk. Okay, action QE. Okay, the first is action key and file name. Case sensitive. It should be key. Maximum disk space. For example, I will use 1 gigabyte. Save on shutdown. Enable on. And GUI type. Action GUI type. Linked list. Case sensitive. And action resume. Retry count. -1 or -1. And very good. Okay. If the Sysslog server is down, you can store on the local disk. Okay. And that's it. Escape key, column, right, W right to write and Q to quit. And sudo systemctl restart Rsyslog and view the status. Obviously, you need connectivity with the server ping 192.168.1.2.9. Success. Okay, remember 2.9 is the server and this is the client. Okay, IP address. The client is 210. And go to server to verify. This is the server IP address 192.168.1.2.9. And you can verify. First, list the sudo list bar log, enter. And now you can see a directory for local server, for local device, for local machine 209. And for the remote client 210. Okay, and review. For example, sudo list the directory of Ubuntu, the hostname Ubuntu server 209, because look at this is my hostname and a directory with my hostname is created. Okay, enter. And now you can see all the logs. Okay. And for example, you can use less to view the, for example, you can see any of these files. For example, systemd.log. Systemd.log. And you can see this. Okay. Or go to the directory 210 for the remote machine. And first list. And you can see the logs. You can use less to view, for example, rsyslogd.log, rsyslogd.log. Okay, you can see this Q or systemd.log. Very good. Q and kernel.log. Kernel.log. Okay, Q. For example, on useless to view systemd.log file. Okay, or use tail to monitor, and option F on real time. Okay, Control C or monitor the kernel.log. Kernel.log. Okay, and this is the client, and I will restart the client. Okay, I will restart the client. Sudo shutdown option R now. Okay. And now you can see how the link is up. Okay, new log messages. Okay, Control C. And if you list again the directory of the remote server 210, the directory of the client, you will have more logs. For example, SSH. And you can see that log using less or using tail and real-time monitor and sshd.log. Enter. Okay, this is the log for SSH access. And I will connect using PuTTY to view the. Okay, I will access the 192.168.1.210 port 22. Open. Username, password. And now you can see this is this new accepted password for this username from 192.168.1.10. Okay. Session open it. And I will close this window and close. Okay. Okay, and now session closed for user, this username. Okay, very nice. Control C. Thank you very much.